Here's Ziggy. She's posing with her nice collection of free cherry trees, right, Ziggy? Yeah. What do we have, huh? All right, I'll show you how how we do this. Here's a collection. These are all Juliet. I also need to do this for my Carmine Jewel. You do it just the same way. These are the romance cherries. They don't propagate well from cuttings unless you're using a misting bed or other things. Root cuttings can work. They take a little more time. These are all suckers. These are places where a new plant has popped up from a lateral root right under the soil, and I'll show how we got these, and you'll notice that some are cut way back and some I left almost the entire plant, and that really relates to how much root we wound up with when we took them out. Okay, so here it is winter, and I'm looking at my Juliet sour cherry bush. It actually has grown quite tall. I think because it was a little crowded, it went more vertical, but it was same tasting, same looking as all the others I've grown. But what I wanted to show today is how to propagate these for free, of course. So when they grow, you got the main trunk, a little piece of trash there needs to clean up. But then you also have, you'll see here, these suckers. There's two big ones there, another large one here. Moving out a little bit more, here's a smaller one. This is one I'm going to take out today to show you. And so what this is the lateral roots going out across near the top of the soil will occasionally send up a sucker. Deep roots don't do it, so that makes these easier to take out. But the other thing is, you'll find when I dig them, you'll see there's not a lot of root with it. But I have had tremendous success propagating them this way, both the Juliet and the Carmine Jewel. So let me show you what that looks like when we dig one up. All right, so here's that small one I just looked at. Let's go ahead and take it out. So first I'm gonna get all the mulch away. Now this one, I actually had removed one off the end last year, and then this popped up, and you can see where I'd cut it, the end of the root has grown some nice fibrous roots. So that's actually much better than what I normally get. Mostly I just get these lateral roots. That off. So as you can see, this is already its own nice plant. So let's pot these up. I've got some here in this bucket, a little water in there, just letting keep the roots moist. Newspaper, some pots, some potting soil. All right, so first thing you got to do is match what you have to the pot. So here's a smaller guy, very nice. Cut the top so it's not going to have to sport a whole bunch of foliage right away. And you see that it's going to be a tight fit, but it's going to fit there. All right, so I just take some paper, jam it down in the bottom. This will break down very quickly. That's just one sheet, just to keep things from running out. Get those roots in, spread them out. So if some are going one way and the other way around the pot, that's probably going to be best. And fill it. Not going to worry too much about how straight it is now. At this point, I just want it to grow and live. That's really your first job with these, is keep them alive. And I've had pretty much all of them stay alive. So, okay, now let me show you one where I have a lot less root. Use a large pot, mostly for the width at the bottom. Okay, now let me show you the situation here. Now this is this is what I was talking about, just a lateral root that would be running under the soil. Not much hair root on this at all. And adding a little insult to injury, there was a Y here, and this is pretty torn up. So There's actually some people think, and I think it might be true, that having some torn edges gives you more opportunities for rooting, a little bit more places where it'll callus. But I prefer not to take a chance, have more places harder for it to heal. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that part off. Now in this case, not much root, not much top. I'm going to just take it right here. Throw away all that top. And these roots, and down here, these are pretty dormant, these buds. So it'll be a while till these push, which is good. Maybe I'll have more time for roots to develop. This guy, go right in there. And here they are 6 weeks later. So everybody's leafing out. We just keep the dang squirrels from digging in them constantly. So the ones where they were a smaller plant, but with a good root, are leafing out quite well. They look good. And so there's a little benefit to getting them earlier before they get to be a thicker plant, a little more tortured going through the process. But here's one pretty good size one that's sprouting out nicely. Looks like it's in good shape. Here's one I didn't get as much fruit, so I cut it way back, but it's obviously looking happy. Sort of a nice bushy shape, which actually you kind of like with these cherries. And here's one. Now I damaged it more taking it out. I cut the roots back. I wasn't even sure if this one would make it, but you can see it's pushing new growth from below. So I'll let this go for a while and then probably cut the top off, just to let it primarily push that lower growth without the bark damage. It might eventually heal, but why take a chance? Another one, and finally this one, which had a wide root on, so I put it low in this pot and didn't fill it full of soil, but pushing out all over. So anyway, there's the 7 of them. They all look good. As I said, they have a very high survival rate if you get them when they're dormant, and try and get a good amount of root, and then cut the top back appropriately. Don't try and maintain a big plant on top if you don't have much root. It makes it much harder on the plant to bounce back. Anyway, so 6 weeks, they're just starting to bud out, look happy, look healthy, and so that's 7 free new Juliet plants for me.